Hello guys, good morning everyone. Welcome to our daily stock market insights. Today is already 1:15 in the morning, January 14, 2021. This is going to be a pre-open stock market review of your favorite stocks in the Philippine market. Okay, before I get started, if this is your first time to watch my video, I am Miss JD. I do review stocks daily, right? So I focus on the stocks in the Philippine market, but sometimes I do review stocks in the US market as well because I'm very active in that space too. Okay, so if you like this type of content, don't be shy. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever you or we have new videos. Okay, so let us begin. But first, let me as well acknowledge the comments that you guys have dropped in my previous video. And thank you to those who are consistently um, sharing their thoughts and requests. There you have it. Is this Lana? Lana or Iana is also requesting my thoughts for APL. Trevor also requested some over here, so I am going to review that. Renee over here mentioned something very important and a favorite topic of mine, of course. It's eToro. That is the platform that I use when I trade the market. So we're actually here. So this is my account. I am Julie Lax in eToro. So if you wanna check out uh, my profile over here and wanna see my portfolio or even copy me, but no pressure in terms of copying. You may copy me if you want, but there are also good traders here that you can check out and copy. So this is me over here. Um, Her question here is that eToro looks like eToro does not have enough information that could probably onboard her or him on how to use the portal properly. Although there's a virtual, yes, you can have 100,000 US dollars for you to use in your virtual trades, but it is best that you familiarize yourself on the interface first before you do the actual trading. So that's really important, and good thing we have the virtual portal or side, so we can apply. We can do this in the virtual account before we take action. So I answered him. I said, "Oh, good call out. I can record more videos about eToro, so I can share some walkthroughs." So more to come on that. In the meantime, if you want to get started, creating an account is free. I have a link down below. It's my referral link. If you create an account over here, then I suggest or I am recommending you use my link. All right, and from there, just do note that that is definitely a good idea you have just shared to me. I will create more videos about eToro. If you're also going to check out some of my videos, I know I created a video. I also put a link in the description box. The first video I shared about eToro. And Zell requested MWC and MWIDE. Good. Arlen over here wanted to know which blue chip companies am I recommending. So, Arlen, I will go through each one, and then if I find it good or not, I would normally mention that as I review each stock. So I suggest just carry on. Don't skip the video, and we'll find out later on when we discuss each topic. All right. Cass, thank you, Miss JD. I've just discovered your videos on Instagram. Yes, I'm very active there. I always visit Instagram. I use it every day and found it very insightful. I'm just a newbie, but with your reviews, I am able to know the risks of buying without any technical analysis. Yes, very important. Even if you're an investor, we will be more profitable if you have both skills, technical and fundamental analysis. So that is our objective now. I've been trading, I've been investing for years now, but I never get tired of doing this every single day because I want to build that skill. And I know I will not be able to do that overnight. So if you are to look back on my oldest videos, it was dated back in 2019. See? Okay, so join me in this journey. The real objective here is, of course, apart from me sharing what I know to you guys, it's also for my own consumption. My thoughts that I record every single day, I go back to them right after the market closes, and I watch these videos myself. That way, I will be able to measure whether my assumptions or my analysis is accurate or not. And those accurate analysis, I reinforce that in my trades. Okay, so there you have it. Thank you guys. So there are a few more that you guys have requested. The ones here, I color code my template or my thumbnail. So these folks over here who requested it in this video, I already mentioned their requests over here. So for those people who have dropped a comment, I will prioritize that in the review now. Okay. So the index, what is happening to the index? So we ended with a red today. Yeah, at around the 7,200 level, and pretty much exactly how we have forecasted it. We're anticipating it to go down right at the MA20 level, which is the current situation right now, right? We're just sitting right at the MA20, and when it touched very, very near the line over here, you got a very slight bounce. So we are still holding on to that level as our support area. And we want to see later on today, which is a few hours from now, if we have a bounce or a bullish movement here. Then if we do, that simply means that our blue chip companies are also showing signs of recovery. There you have it. Okay, so 7,218 is an area that I'm looking at for a bounce area. All right, so I think I want to add one more here. This is an additional indicator that I would put recently. This is a recent addition to my setup. I understand whether foreign investors have been accumulating, or are they on a selling spree. Then that could help us in our analysis. Okay, so let's start by covering the requests that you guys have. Okay, I'll just balance it with the trending stocks over here. Okay, let us do this. So let's begin with APL. APL, all right. So as you can see, APL had selling, a significant drop in the positions of the foreign investors, which is just fine. This retracement for me is just normal, and I even like this kind of movement. I personally have an average, so I am also in APL, by the way. My average here is around 0.18 level. I did not take profit when the price reached this level because I see the bigger picture. I see the potential of the stocks and this stock. By the way, my profile is I am more of a position trader. I have a full-time job and I cannot watch the market 100% of the time. But in most cases, let's say 50% of the time, I get to watch it. Okay. Now, in my previous video, I was expecting for it to drop around the 20.20 area. Okay, so that's the level that I'm anticipating for it to retrace. Okay, so at the same time, no surprise at all, because this over here, we're at the overbought level, which means that this level in the short term is already on the expensive side. So let it be. Let the traders, let the foreign investors lock in some profit. And I would assume that those who have already entered have exited. Look at this. The volume that you had for foreign buying here is just almost the same as what you had here for foreign selling. So I'm thinking if we are to go down even more, that would be just around the 0.20 area. I don't see it dropping any lower than that, because if you are to read the news, guys, there's a big catalyst in this stock. And I've mentioned that yesterday. If you want to check out my previous video to find out, at the same time you can check out the news here. This stock is a bagger stock in the coming months. Okay, so that's my outlook for this. And so just wait for key levels. I'm not hyping it, okay? I'm just saying these things based on what I see. I see it dropping for a few more cents. However, if you are okay with the time frame I'm referring to, which is mid to long term, then you can enter at this level. Alright? But if you'd like to trade this, then of course I highly recommend you watch the market full time, or at a much faster time frame, because using the same methodology, if you're using the Bollinger Band, this is the Bollinger Band, by the way. If you're using the same set of indicators that I have here, it's the same. It's the same thought process, even if you use a faster time frame. So, for instance, I transfer this to a 15-minute chart, and I follow the same thought process as well. For instance, once we start triggering the upper Bollinger Band, chances are we have a significant drop. Once we have a constricted, okay, so it starts triggering the upper Bollinger Band, right? Also a constricted Bollinger Band. Definitely significant actions happen. So now what am I saying here? It starts triggering the lower Bollinger Band. And in the next 3 candlesticks, if we are not able to end much higher than this red candlestick, or we don't have, we were not able to engulf, okay, so that's what they call it, engulf the red candlestick. An engulfing candlestick is something that's much bigger than the previous candlestick. So the goal here is that in the next 3 candlesticks, we should be ending much higher than this red. And it did not happen. So with this kind of setup, I see it dropping some more. Okay? Right? So that's the same thought process. We go back to the daily chart, it's just the same. Okay? And why am I plotting it at the 0.20 area? Because this one, I saw this stopping at this level, it got rejected, and then it also stopped right here on the second 3 days after that, stopped right there. So that could be something that will be that could share, or that could mean something, and as we go down, right, it's a significant area. It has a story right at that level. Okay, so watch out for that. Next is IDC. IDC, foreign buying was there. We're still at a healthy level in our RSI, and this is a bounce, definitely, because we bounced at the MA20 line. It respected that key level. So you would always know that each time I plot my charts, the first thing I want to see would be support and resistance. And with my Bollinger Band, MA20 line is a very important piece in the story. It could either be a bounce area or a support area, or it could be a resistance area. And then once we're moving higher than the MA20 line, that is a bounce area, support area. Now, with just the span of a day, we managed to move by 8 percentage point, then chances are those traders will take profit. They'll lock in some profit, and it could potentially retrace. But I'm not saying it is going to drop. What I'm saying is, at one point it could go down, and I'm not even sure if it will touch the 322 again. My message here is that this is a good level if you'd like to trade this. If you're a momentum trader, okay, just try to haggle between 322 and 355. In the meantime, if you have a profile like me and you're a position trader, I would have to say, short-term wise, this is already on the high side. Okay, because if you are a position trader, you will be accumulating volume earlier than the rest. You want to catch it at the bottom, and when it starts to recover, that's the time you want to enter. So probably around this area, or around this area that those position traders may have already entered. So if you're the one asking this, and you have already a good base, then I have to say, just hang in there. There could be more movements to the upside here. Next possible resistance, well, this is a resistance in the short term where it is at right now, but if it will continue to move higher, then we'll watch and see around this one first, because I saw this 364. Okay, we'll see what happens around the 364 level. PHR touched the MA20 line. We ended with a doji, but that simply means that we are respecting this MA20 level as a bounce area or a support area. So we'll find out if well, there's foreign buying, so that's nice, if it will have a continuation to the upside. So if you want to start accumulating volume here, I'd say on the mid to long-term investors, you are still at a healthy level. But just take note, this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is in the entertainment, tourism sector. So I don't know if we will be recovering right away in tourism industry. Okay, so I think in terms of progress, I will still see more on the sideways with an uptrend trajectory, but definitely it's not going to move fast. All right, unlike number one, APL. For me, this is one of the more popular stocks nowadays. We want to take advantage of the popular stocks. You know why? Because when volatility is there, that would simply mean that movements are big. In a day, you could get 8%, 9%. Mind you, guys, in the Philippine market, the average performance of a stock is just around 2%, 3%. Those are the trend. They could even have less than 1% of a movement. So it's really, really slow. But if you are always watching the highly traded stocks, sort it first to the highly traded stocks. At least when you post an order, it could be executed right away because so many people are lining up to buy or sell. So that's how you filter your stocks. Click the trade here first. Next one is AGI. Okay. AGI, similar to what I mentioned yesterday. I know this was the stock I reviewed as well. We created a lower high, right? Today, even though it is a green, it is still not safe. Okay, it got rejected here, but one thing's for sure, looks like we are starting. Okay, we are starting to establish a support at this level. Given that we started here and then bounced and then we did not break this line, we could be building a support now at this area. So that's the contribution of today's performance. It's just a validation of a possible support right at the level where we are at. Plus the foreign buying that we have, so maybe that is something that you can closely check and see if we are accurate with our assumptions. Okay, so this is just everything that we do here is just probability. Anything can still happen. We don't know if there will be a disclosure tomorrow or any news that might come out tomorrow, and these things will be negated automatically, right? But at the moment, I am saying that one, with the green candlestick or with this candlestick formation today, this could be establishing a support at this level. Otherwise, if that gets broken, I'd like to stick to this area, the 949 area, because here we could do a double bottom right here, and then who knows, we could be reaching probably a triple bottom. One over here, two over here, and then three over here. And if you touch this area 949, and then your RSI is showing still the same pattern, which is much higher at this point while you did a double bottom, that means you now have a sign that the stock is going to recover soon. The next is MWC. MWC, you are sitting at a resistance right now. Okay, there's foreign selling. If there's a double bottom, I don't know what you call this. It's a double. It's like a, yeah, it's like a U. Okay, it touched the resistance twice. And then the next step you're going to do, check if your RSI is declining. Because in layman's term, while the price is starting to become expensive, okay, at one point it was expensive at 17. It touched that area again, a second time around. People feel that, hey, this is already expensive. The momentum has died down. Therefore, your RSI is also declining. So that's the main essence of this pattern over here. Then chances are it will decline. You'll experience some retracement. And then as it retraces, you have to slowly look down and look to the left to see possible areas of support and resistances. Okay, so like this one. This used to be a resistance. Therefore, when it dips, then it could go back to that level and we will establish a support this time. Because after this being a resistance, when we broke out of it, we were touching this area multiple times and we were just bouncing. So it could now become a support, 1650. So two things can happen here, right? Between this breaking the resistance or this retracing, I would go for the direction of this stock retracing at a 1650 level. Okay, so that's an area to watch out for. Let's try to understand the bigger picture though. If you are a mid to long term investor, we still have a big potential over here, very big potential, although we don't know how long it'll take before we go back to that level. Short term or mid term wise, because this was the start of the year, we have already recovered, okay, at the level during pre-pandemic time, because we had our ECQ back in March, and we're now at this level, the price level back in 2019 of December. Okay, so that's an area. Those are your key levels to monitor. MWIDE, okay, for the record, I also have this on my stock, okay. It's still accumulating, and I don't really mind if it will take some time, but some people will not like my strategy, definitely, because time is very important for them, especially for the full-time traders. Every day they need to have an income because that's their main source of income. So looking at what I was referring, if you are a position trader, this kind of setup is going to be more attractive to your eyes because we're at the very bottom here. We're just accumulating, but so far my volume here is still very, very small. My average here is around 8.4 something, right at this area, okay? I took advantage of this dip. I said, okay, it was a gap down. I said, okay, it might recover. I'm not sure if it happened here or here on this dip. And a few days later, when there was a news saying that their project in NAIA is not going to proceed, then it declined further. Oh, this was the one. This was the one when they received a news that it will not continue. Okay, so I entered. However, um, during this period, if I'm not sure what happened here, but almost even the U.S. market, Philippine market, almost all the stocks declined that time. I think it was because of the new variant in the COVID-19. That was the reason why it declined again, and it's already recovering. So it's a 826. I'm not expecting a lot because we're starting to trigger again the lower the MA20 line, pulling down the price again. So I'm thinking we might go back to these levels within the day and then recover, hopefully. Yeah, you had the resistance 1, 2, touched here again, and then stabilized here. Maybe we could be stabilizing at this area as well. If not, then of course it has to go to the next level of support. In the meantime, we are just here. It was a solid 4.4% down, but who knows, right? Because short term wise, when we increased, then it retraced and it increased again. Short term, okay, very, very short term, we created a higher low. So maybe we could be creating a lower high, a higher high, and then maybe a retest at the new support level. Okay, so watch out, 814. That for me is a possible area of support for bounce. Now let's go to our trending stocks. So I talked about APL. The next would be PHA. Okay, PHA is another stock. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. If I'm not mistaken, this is also into the mining sector. And I was not able to monitor the news here. So go ahead and read the news as well. Um, what I can say here is that this stock is also very bullish. Okay, I see it moving higher given that we are solid outside of the Bollinger Band. Volume is still present. Foreign buying is still there. So I'm thinking there will be a continuation going up, but we just do not know when will it go back and fill the gap. That's why if a stock moves up and fills the gap same day, I like that story even better compared to it moving higher and then higher and then only to drop a few weeks after when it's already very high. So now, what can I say? We're still at the overbought, but there's foreign buying. So just haggle if you still would like to enter in the stock. Haggle for a few cents, okay? And don't you can strategize, but for me, what I did with APL on my first entry, I did not put a significant amount because I know it's already at a expensive level. And then when it retraced on the same day, I added more. I think this was the day. This was the day when I added it. I was able to enter at the 0.19 level, and then when it dropped here, I was able to catch it. But I was not able to add more when it reached the 0.50 sign. But see that I was trying to really understand the movement and the sentiment of the market, and a good thing I was able to enter here as well. So going back to was that PHA? So right now, mid to long term wise, this could still be very cheap, but if you are going to trade this, use a faster time frame. Take advantage of it while the stock is still hot. You know, volatility is use volatility to your advantage. Next one is ACEN. Today I entered ACEN. Interesting. While the stock price was rallying, that was because I was not able to catch it. I was not able to ride the momentum. So I waited for a bounce, and this for me is a possible bounce area. In fact, I was saying that it could even go back to the 5 peso area because it consolidated right here. Now, what I did today, I just did a test buy because I saw this as well. I'm not sure if I mentioned this yesterday. I was seeing a possible area of bounce here, and then I created another line over here. So for those people who may have watched that, um, I think that was what I mentioned. I created two lines, anticipating for it to stabilize because you had price level drop at this area, resistance at this area, dropped again in this area. So with the doji today, ACEN, I hope you don't disappoint me. um, it's a doji at the support level, so that for me is a possible sign that you could be recovering again. And it just, it just toned down the RSI a little bit at an area where we want it to be, because previously it was already at the overbought. It was meant to decline, but the reason for that decline was really about this stock entering the X date, and then there will be price dilution, right? Because at the SRO level 2.37, they'll be adding more shares floating in for the public to uh, buy. Then law of supply and demand. Then chances are, of course, it'll now become cheaper. But imagine if you took advantage with a 2.37, so your average is now much lower. Okay, so hopefully our actions are right, and hopefully this could yield us a good result. Okay, Dito for me is I think this is already showing us some signs of bounce. Okay, not 100% sure, but I am still begging for it. But don't follow me. I could be wrong. Okay, I'm still hoping that there will be a long wick within this week, and then same day it will recover. That's what we're hoping for. Similar to this one. I actually liked this day because this was the day when I was able to add more at the 11 peso area. My base now is around 615. So I'm just adding more volume as the price continues to move up. So 1166, given that we ended green today, I think this could already be a sign that we will be either doing sideways or full recovery, creating higher highs. Alright, that's your Dito. MAH. Okay, profit taking same day. So guys, I'm not expecting for it to have a lot of continuation. Good volume though, but I don't have a backstory as to why this stock is really moving up significantly. Is this yeah, it's a 52-week high. So I'm thinking it could, if it is going to go back, maybe try to be a little patient and see, because for all you know, within the day we could again have this long wick and it touches 292. So that's a much better entry. So you could haggle for a few cents, right? Almost 50 cents, maybe 40% or 30 to 40 cents of a discount would be very, very uh, good. Okay, 292, that's the nearest support. The reason why, okay, seldom will you hear me talk about a profit taking level, because I know we all have different profiles. Okay, we all have different profiles. So I just plot resistance levels. But if you're happy with that amount for your profit, go ahead, take profit or lock in some profit and let the remaining amount ride the wave. At least you're for sure you already have some profit along the way. Okay, next is MerryMart. MerryMart also trying to create a possible support at this area with the red ending today at an area where it used to bounce. This is another good story for me because on this day I was also able to catch this. I entered here, first entry was this day. I entered here again very near the MA20 line, so it brought my average down, and I exited at the 792. But I entered again today. Okay, I entered again today, if I'm not mistaken, around the 7.21, around that level. But let us see. Because I saw this, I felt that okay, let's try it out again. Almost the same pattern as what we had for APL. No, ACEN, yeah, and then MerryMart, ACEN. Oh, not this one. No, don't mind me. So this is my first area that I wanna check as a possible area of bounce, and then if that gets broken, I'll catch it. I'll add more around this area. But given that we had foreign buying today, and it ended right at this area as well, so if that's not going to happen tomorrow, within the week, it could just go sideways first and then continue its recovery. So that is what we are anticipating at this point. For me, MerryMart is one of the solid stocks as well in the market. Given that in several news that I've read or on the thread, even in Instagrams, they were sharing that there have been so many branches that MerryMart have already put up all over the country. So more to come for MerryMart. I still find this bullish. So when I set my expectation, I would always set a mid to long term one. Even to a point of, my holding period would be 2 months, 3 months. I don't really mind. And then eventually, which I should also curb this kind of behavior. Sometimes when it goes up and I become happy with my gain, I exit too early, which is similar to what happened here. There, I exited too early right here, 722, and now it's up. But my average here was 5 something. But that's fine. Okay? I am still putting tech on my watch list because I know it could still continue to move higher. But I'll just wait for that retracement. See that? This stock has dropped tremendously. And now foreign buying is there. Interesting. See that? Foreign buying. Okay. So I think that is it for this evening, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. Also, if you want to show your support to Miss JD, I have a Patreon account. That's where I do my research. I try to build my community. It's very, very small. The members there, we have very few members as of now, but it would be fun and more engaging if we have more people on Patreon. But no pressure there, just in case you want. Right? And for eToro, if you want to start trading in the US market, you may use my link. They made an update, by the way. Previously, the minimum amount you can deposit and start trading would be $200. They've increased it to $500. That was an update back on the 11th of January. So there you have it. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe and like and share so that YouTube will discover Mr. D and we will be able to reach more people and share whatever we're doing to them. In the meantime, thank you and good night. Bye bye.